My dear listener, angels have an urgent message for you today. The person you're thinking of is about to reach out. Not tomorrow, not someday, but soon. Very soon. And heaven wants you to understand exactly what's happening in their heart right now, because this isn't just another random message. This is divine timing unfolding before your eyes. This is a spiritual awakening happening in real time, and you're being called to witness it with wisdom and discernment. Right now, in this very moment, they are caught in a storm they created with their own choices. They're angry, burning with a rage that consumes them from within, a fire that spreads through every thought, every quiet moment, every interaction they have. But here's what the angels want you to know. Most of that anger isn't directed at the people who misled them, or the circumstances that betrayed them. No, the deepest, most consuming anger is directed at themselves. They are furious, absolutely furious that they didn't see through the deceptions sooner. They replay moments in their mind over and over, wondering how they could have been so blind. They're angry that they allowed the wrong voices that spoke with false concern and hidden agendas, to cloud their judgment so completely. These voices convinced them to walk away from the one person who truly loved them with pure intention, you. And now they see it. Now they understand. And that understanding cuts deeper than any external betrayal ever could. The truth is finally settling into their bones like a weight they can't shake off. They let themselves be led astray by people who didn't have their best interests at heart. They allowed external noise, the opinions, the judgments, the so-called advice to drown out the quiet, steady voice of your love. That voice was always there, always truthful, always guiding them toward what was real. But they couldn't hear it over the chaos they allowed to surround them, and in doing so they broke something precious, something sacred. They broke your heart. That knowledge haunts them every single day. It wakes them in the middle of the night, jolting them from sleep with a pain that feels almost physical. It sits with them during the quiet moments of the day when there's nothing to distract them from the truth. When they're alone with their thoughts, your face appears, your voice echoes, your love reminds them of what they lost. And now, everything in their life that once seemed stable is unraveling at the seams. But here's what's beautiful about this moment. What's truly miraculous in the midst of their chaos. You are the only thought that brings them peace. In the storm of their confusion, in the wreckage of their poor choices, you remain the lighthouse they're desperately swimming toward. In the midst of their chaos, when everything around them feels uncertain and unstable, they are craving your presence the way a person lost in darkness craves light. The way a drowning person reaches for air. It's not just a want. It's a need that goes soul deep. They remember how you used to calm their storms with just a word. A simple phrase spoken with such love and certainty that it could quiet the loudest anxieties in their mind. They remember your touch. The way your hand on theirs could ground them when everything felt like it was spinning out of control. They remember your presence beside them. How just knowing you were there made them feel like they could face anything. They remember your unwavering belief in them, especially during times when they didn't believe in themselves, when they felt worthless and lost. You were their anchor, and they let go of the rope. And now the angels are telling me with absolute certainty, they're going to reach out. It might be a text message sent at 3 a.m. when thoughts of you consume them so completely that sleep becomes impossible. They'll stare at their phone for hours, typing and deleting, trying to find the right words that won't sound desperate but will convey everything they're feeling. It might be a carefully crafted social media post that seems casual to everyone else, but carries hidden meaning you'll recognize immediately. They know you'll see it. They're counting on you seeing it. They might share a song that's always resonated with you, one whose lyrics speak what they cannot articulate, hoping you'll understand the message between the notes. These aren't random gestures, my dear. These are breadcrumbs. Intentional, strategic, desperate. These are silent cries from a soul that's terrified of complete rejection, but can't bear the distance any longer. They're asking without asking, are you still there? Do you still care? Have I destroyed everything beyond repair? Or is there still a chance, even the smallest possibility, that you might let me try again? They're not ready yet to pour everything out, to lay their heart completely bare, and risk the crushing weight of your rejection. That level of vulnerability still terrifies them because they know how much they hurt you. They know they don't deserve easy forgiveness, but they need something, a sign, just the smallest flicker of connection, a gentle indication that they haven't lost you forever, that the door isn't completely closed. They're working their way back to you, even if the journey is slow, uncertain, and filled with moments where they question whether they even deserve to try. If you feel led to support this mission of spreading prophetic and anointed words from heaven, consider contributing through a super thanks. Whether it's $5, $10, $20, or more, may God bless every giver 100-fold and return to you the desires of your heart in divine timing. Your offering helps us continue to share God's love with those who need it most. Together we are building a community rooted in faith, anchored in love, and aligned with purpose. Here's what has fundamentally changed within them, what represents a true spiritual awakening. They finally understand with crystal clarity that the old games won't work anymore. The manipulation tactics they might have used before, the emotional strategies designed to get your attention or control your reactions, the push and pull dynamics that once kept you hooked. They can see now with painful awareness that these will only push you further away. And my dear, this is your divine confirmation, your spiritual validation. You have grown. You have evolved in ways they can see even from a distance. You have drawn boundaries around yourself, firm and solid like walls built not to keep love out, but to keep disrespect at bay. They see it in how you carry yourself now. They see it in your social media posts, in your energy, in the way you've stopped chasing closure or explanations. They respect it, even as it terrifies them. It terrifies them because they know they must approach you completely differently this time. The old version of them won't work with the new version of you. They have to evolve too, or lose you forever. This is a major realization period for them, a spiritual reckoning that's forcing them to confront truths they've been running from for far too long. They're beginning to understand what true love actually means. Not control or power plays or keeping someone emotionally off balance, but honesty that's sometimes uncomfortable, vulnerability that requires courage, and mutual respect that honors another person's dignity and worth. They had all of this with you. They had a love that was real, authentic, grounded in something sacred. And they let it slip through their fingers like sand, not because they didn't value it, but because they didn't recognize its rarity until it was gone. That loss is sinking in now, penetrating deeper into their consciousness with each passing day, making them reevaluate absolutely everything. Their choices, their values, their priorities, the people they've allowed to influence them. They're questioning everything they thought they knew about love and relationships, and what truly matters in this life. But here's where spiritual warfare enters the picture, where the battle becomes visible. The people in their life, those karmic connections who benefited from the chaos between you, who fed off the drama and dysfunction, are not happy about this awakening. These people are angry, threatened, and increasingly desperate. They can feel your person slipping away from their influence. They're pulling away from the toxic cycle that had everyone trapped in patterns of dysfunction and pain. And those unhealthy connections are feeling the loss of their power. These karmic ties don't want to lose their influence over your person. They don't want to lose the role they've played, the control they've exercised, the way they've been able to manipulate situations to their advantage. And more than anything, they're deeply threatened by the idea of your person returning to you, the one who truly saw them for who they really are, who loved them authentically without agenda, who wanted their highest good even when it cost you your peace. Because if your person chooses you, if they return to that genuine love, it means acknowledging that these karmic connections were wrong. It means facing the consequences of listening to the wrong voices. It means admitting they were misled, manipulated, used. And people who thrive on chaos and control are never comfortable with that kind of accountability or truth being exposed. What's making this entire situation even more emotionally intense, even more spiritually charged, is something they've been observing from a distance. You are doing well without them, whether you're thriving in your personal life, radiating a new confidence, glowing with your own energy and light, or simply moving through life with peace. They never saw in you before. They see it all. They're watching. They're noticing. And while part of them celebrates your happiness because they do genuinely love you and want good things for you, another part of them is absolutely terrified. They're grappling with a haunting thought that keeps them up at night. Maybe you've moved on for real this time. Maybe you're no longer waiting by the door with your heart open. Maybe you've found peace, real peace, in their absence. Maybe you've realized you don't need them the way they need you. That possibility is almost unbearable. It keeps them awake, staring at the ceiling, reaching for their phone to text you and then pulling back, afraid of what your silence might mean. The window of opportunity might be closing, and they feel time slipping away like sand through their fingers. Despite the mess surrounding them, despite the chaos they're still navigating, despite the very real fear of rejection, they still want to find their way back to you. They still believe, even if that belief wavers sometimes, that there might be a path forward. But they're realistic enough now, humble enough after all they've been through to understand that words alone won't heal what was broken. Pretty apologies and promises won't be enough this time. They will have to prove through concrete actions, through consistent behavior over time, through genuine transformation that's visible and measurable, that they have changed at their core. They will have to demonstrate through their choices, their priorities, their treatment of you, that they truly value you the way you always deserve to be valued, not as an option, not as a backup plan, but as the priority you should have always been. But right now, in this moment, they are asking for just one thing, a sign that you're still there. Just one small indication that the bridge between you hasn't been completely burned, that there's still a possibility, however small, that you might give them a chance to show you who they're becoming. They're not asking for forgiveness yet. They know they haven't earned that. They're not asking you to forget what happened. They know that's impossible. They're just asking for hope, a reason to keep fighting their way back to you. Beneath all the anger they're carrying, beneath all the confusion about what to do next, and the regret that weighs on them like stones, there is still love. This love has been bruised, battered, tested to the absolute breaking point by circumstances and poor choices, but it is real. It is genuine. It is the truest, most authentic thing they possess in a life that has become filled with illusions and false connections. And as everything else in their life feels uncertain and unstable, as the ground beneath them continues to shift, that love for you is what they're clinging to as they try to find their way back to where their heart truly belongs. Time moves differently in your absence. It stretches and warps in ways that feel unnatural. Each second without you feels like an eternity, each day like a year. They find themselves constantly wondering when they'll see you again, if they'll see you again, replaying memories of moments you shared like movies in their mind. Your laugh, your smile, the way you looked at them with such trust and love. The idea of you moving through life without them, building new memories with someone else, finding happiness and love with a person who appreciates you from the beginning, tortures their soul in ways they cannot fully describe to anyone. You did not just touch their heart in some superficial, temporary way. You reshaped it entirely. You restructured how they understand love, how they experience connection, how they relate to another human being at the deepest level. You help them understand what real, deep, honest love actually means, not the fleeting attraction or surface-level connection they'd experienced before, but the kind of love that roots itself in your bones, becomes part of your identity, changes you at a cellular level. You showed them what it means to be truly connected to another soul spiritually, beyond the physical, beyond the mental, in that sacred space where two people truly see each other. With you, they found more than romance, more than companionship, more than someone to share their days with. They found home, a sense of belonging they'd been searching for their entire life without even knowing what they were looking for. And that home wasn't a place, it was you. It was your presence, your love, your acceptance of who they were at their core. So when they reach out, and they will, remember this: God is orchestrating every single moment. Nothing about this timing is random or coincidental. The pain you went through, the lessons you learned, the strength you developed, the boundaries you built, all of it was preparation. The seeds you planted with your love, with your patience, with your boundaries, with your growth, they are blooming right now in His perfect divine timing. You did not lose time during your separation. You gained wisdom, clarity, and unshakable self-worth. You did not lose love. You discovered what real love should look like. And you learned that you deserve nothing less. And now the prodigal is returning, humbled by life's lessons and changed by the consequences of their choices. The angels want you to know with absolute certainty: do not lose hope, but do not compromise your peace. These two truths can coexist. You can remain open to the possibility of reconciliation while protecting the sanctuary you've built within yourself. If this person is truly meant to return to your life, if this is part of God's divine plan for both of you, they will come correct. They will come humble, not entitled. They will come ready to honor the sacred love you offered them so freely, to treasure it the way they should have from the beginning. They will come with actions, not just words. And if they don't, if they come back with the same energy, the same patterns, the same unwillingness to do the real work, then heaven is clearing the path for something even more aligned with your highest good. Something even more beautiful than you can imagine right now. Sometimes what we think we want is just preparing us for what we actually need. Trust the divine timing that's unfolding perfectly, even when you can't see the full picture. Trust your growth, every painful step of it, because it has made you who you are today, stronger, wiser, more aligned with your purpose. Trust that every tear you cried watered the soil of your transformation, that nothing was wasted, that even the pain served a purpose in your journey. You are not the same person who was hurt. You have been refined by fire. You are stronger, wiser, more discerning, and more aligned with your divine purpose than you've ever been. And anyone who wants to be in your life now, anyone who wants access to your energy, your love, your sacred space, must match the frequency of who you've become. They must rise to meet you where you are. You will not descend back into old patterns to make someone else comfortable. You will not dim your light to make someone else feel better about their darkness. You have come too far, grown too much, transformed too completely to go backward now. Heavenly Father, we lift up every person watching this message who is waiting for divine clarity in their relationships. Lord, you see their hearts. You know their struggles. You understand the sleepless nights and the silent tears. We ask that you grant them discernment, wisdom to know when to extend grace and when to protect their peace. If this person reaching out is part of your divine plan, make the path clear, remove all confusion, and bring truth to light. But if they are not aligned with the destiny you have prepared, give your beloved child the strength to release them with love, surround them with your protection, fill them with your peace, and remind them that their worth is not determined by who stays or leaves, but by whose image they are created in yours. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.